McBee is going to talk to us about Cannabis Open Carry Walks, and I think that's all I need to say. So go ahead and take it away, Brett.
Everyone, thank you guys for having me in Curry. Thank you for having me here, speaking for everyone here today. I see all familiar faces, and I'm glad to see everyone again. What I want to talk about is how Texans' lives, or how the lives of Texans are at stake. Today, across the body of Texas, there's a lot of lives that are being persecuted. People in Texas are being persecuted simply for living a particular lifestyle. This lifestyle may be harmless and peaceful, but simply because of the fact that a handful of politicians in Austin disagree with this lifestyle. They want to pass laws that criminalize such a lifestyle and put people behind bars. These lifestyles are peaceful. The way of life that these people live is peaceful and harmless and harms nobody in the process. Now, what these politicians are doing in Austin, by definition, is oppression. When these politicians want to persecute people for living a way of life, what they are doing is oppressing people just because they simply disagree with it. Nothing supports their fact of passing a law to criminalize this kind of lifestyle. Today in Texas, there's a lot of cities across the body of Texas who are taking a softer approach in the whole enforcing the laws of cannabis in Texas. In Dallas, for example, they have this cite and release program where they capture people, and instead of taking them behind bars, what they do is confiscate whatever cannabis that they find. They give them a ticket kind of thing where they can go up to the court, show up on a certain date, and then they'll be convicted. This is not the best that we can do, and this is the best that cities can probably do. But in the state of Texas, in Austin, we can pressure these politicians to do a lot better, or we can replace them with libertarian candidates who are going to abide by the principle of no victim and no crime, and we can stop jailing people, putting them behind bars for living a simple lifestyle that harms nobody in the process. This is oppression in Texas, and it's got to stop. Now, in Texas right now, what we can do is organize, educate people upon the subject. I'm sorry. I heard my own voice.
Sorry.
What we can do in Texas is organize. We can come together so we can educate people on the benefits of legalizing cannabis in Texas. The reason this is very important is because the lives of Texans is at stake. People are sick. People need this to help them live the life they want to live. Whatever happened to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? These politicians in Austin are crushing the freedom of people, and we've got to put an end to it as libertarians. And I believe that everybody right now can make that difference if we just dedicate ourselves to spread the message and to convince people to change the perspective of those who believe that freedom is against their interests. We need to make them believe, we need them to believe that freedom is in their best interest so that they can decide for themselves how they want to live their lives. We need to stop persecuting people for living a particular lifestyle. Right now, in the nation, the Department of Justice released a study that shows that the legalization of cannabis reduces violent crimes. This was in Washington. If we can reduce, or if we can legalize cannabis in Texas altogether, then what's going to happen is that crime is going to reduce, not only just non-violent crimes, but violent crimes as well. And this has been proven through a study by the Department of Justice. Another thing is that the marijuana arrests happening across the nation make up the vast majority of drug arrests in the nation. Right now, millions upon millions of people are being thrown behind bars simply for living a particular lifestyle, and this has got to stop. I can't stress it enough, because these people's lives are at stake. Could you imagine being thrown behind bars, breaking your family apart, and you having to spend years behind bars, behind cement walls, not knowing what the hell your family's doing? Politicians are doing this to us. Politicians are passing laws simply because they disagree with the lifestyle. This is immoral. And in fact, this is injustice. Injustice in Texas. Oppression in Texas. Right now, we are organizing across the body of Texas. People are organizing. They're rising because they're fed up with such laws. Republicans, Democrats, progressivists, liberals, libertarians as well. Everyone is coming together. Sorry, Curry. But the thing about it is that people are fed up and they're doing something about it. People that I and you in high school are not even politically involved. For some reason, this is catching their hearts and minds. It is captivating the hearts and minds of people who have never been involved in politics. This is an opportunity to finally change Texas, to finally start a criminal justice reform in Texas that abides by the principle of no victim, no crime. And it is vital that we do this. People's lives are at stake. Not only their health, not only their very lives. People depend on this to live a regular life like everybody else. There are people who have seizures, who need the health benefits of cannabis when it's legalized in order to pursue their own happiness. So if we want to provide this for Texas, all I'm urging everyone is to spread the message of the benefits of cannabis once it is legalized. Marvelous benefits happen in Texas with the legalization of cannabis. The way we plan to do this is we plan to organize an event called Cannabis Open Carry Walks. There's been a lot of controversy on this issue, but this issue does not condone any illegal activity. This issue, all we're doing at this event is educating people. And the only thing we encourage people to openly carry are signs and flyers in order to educate the public on the benefits of legalizing cannabis in Texas. That's all we're asking. And if we're able to do this, and if we do this right, then come 2019, we can create a massive change in Texas where millions of people are released from prisons for a crime where there is no victim. We can do this, and right now we got Oklahoma rising now. We started in Texas, now we got Oklahoma, and people across the nation are going to begin rising because they see that cannabis being legalized creates marvelous benefits economically, socially, even health-wise for people who need it. Now, this isn't just for those who want to smoke or want to consume cannabis or whatever people may believe. People's lives are at stake, people's health are at stake because of this. And these politicians are creating barriers, keeping people from living the life they want to live. On February the 10th at noon, we are going to meet up at Bello Garden in Dallas in order to finally educate the public on what needs to be done, on what they can do to get active. We need to raise awareness on the benefits of legalizing cannabis in Texas. And all I'm urging is for every single one of us here today to come on out. I'm the organizer of that event. If anybody wants to help me organize, if anybody can help me spread the word in any way, shape, or form, please talk to me and let's do that. Let's work together. Division has created so much negativity for the party. It's time to work upon common grounds. Me and somebody on Facebook disagreed on an issue a long time ago. And it turns out that today we happen to be working together on this cause. This individual and I had fundamental principles that we disagreed on, but they believe that nobody should tell them what to do, how they should live their lives. And I agree with that as well, even though we don't agree with the same lifestyle. We understand that the government should not get involved in our lives, and politicians, a handful of politicians in Austin, cannot tell us what is right and what is wrong. We decide for ourselves what is right and what is wrong. We have the power of reason, the power of freedom to decide for ourselves the way we want to live our own lives. And whether it be by God or whether it be by logic or reason, philosophy, whatever it may be, freedom is the moral compass of this nation. Freedom is what dictates what is right and what is wrong. If you violate someone's freedom, then that is injustice and that is wrong. If you violate someone's individual rights, that is injustice and that is wrong. And so I'm asking everyone to please come out on February the 10th, 12 o'clock at noon, Bello Garden, and we're going to raise awareness on the benefits of cannabis in Texas, legalizing it. And once we do this, we can create a massive change and begin the steps of creating a criminal justice reform in Texas that abides by the principle of no victim, no crime. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise you, brother.